What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 18. This will be the final issue of Superman, Son of Kal-El. This is the last stand against the Red Sin, with the landmark Action Comics number 1050 just around the corner. We are preparing for the ultimate battle between Superman and Lex Luthor. But before we get there, we have to deal with the new villain that has arrived. That, of course, being Red Sin. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you like this video. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright, gang, so our story starts us off in Smallville. We have Clark, Jon, and the rest of the Justice League. They are currently rebuilding the Kent home after it had been destroyed. They are finally getting the opportunity to rebuild it, having the likes of Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, and of course Batman. They are able to build this so very quickly. It takes them no time at all once the blueprints have been finished. With the house fully constructed in moments, Batman has put a new shielding in place. A shielding that will protect them from extreme heat, extreme cold, kinetic energy, telepathic attack, and blunt force. Batman designed it to defend against even Superman. Jon thinking to himself how everything, it feels good right now. The house is rebuilt. His father is back. The League, all of this. That is when Nightwing shows up. Nightwing and Lois have been doing some investigation. They have discovered who Red Sin is. His name is Luis Rojas. He is 18 years old, and by the post that they see online, he has a vendetta against any Kryptonian. He has made hating Kryptonians his entire identity. His parents scientists that were working for LexCorp, but there was an explosion and they lost their lives. Last week, LexCorp equipment had been removed from evidence, stolen from the police department, marked as Red Sin, something that Lois Lane had already been investigating. They believed that this is what his parents had been working on. The kid being a genius, dropping out of high school when his parents died. By all appearances, it looks like he plans to finish what his parents had started. With this going on, Nightwing says there are some precautions that he wants Jonathan to take. That is what takes us to Metropolis. We have Jimmy Olsen sitting in his apartment, just watching some TV. That is when the pizza comes to the front door. Jimmy going to answer, saying that he didn't order a pizza. When he opens up the box, he is knocked out. The man that did this is Luis. That is what takes us to the next morning. Superman not wasting any time, letting Jonathan know to suit up because Daily Planet just got a bomb threat. The two of them getting there, quickly scanning the building. They start rescuing as many people as possible, getting everyone out of the building within seconds. Jimmy Olsen's signal watch begins to go off, with Clark going to investigate and Jonathan staying behind. He realizes that it is taking his father far too long to do what needs to be done, and so he goes looking, following the sound of the signal. In an instant, the signal dies out, but it's not just that. Jonathan's powers also are gone. He goes falling from the sky, crash landing in the woods. This is how he knows that Red Sin is here, that he must have Clark. As he runs through the woods, this is where they see them. A gun pointed at Clark's head. Jonathan goes to stop him. Luis pulling that gun up and pointing it directly at Jonathan. Pulling the trigger. We see 3 shots hitting Jonathan, knocking him down to the ground. With the death of Jonathan, he goes over to finish off Clark. Now, what he did not know is that Jonathan, spending all those years trapped in a volcano by a monster, kept away from the yellow Yellow Sun, unable to escape. He decided that would never happen again. While he spent some time in the future, Brainiac had created a failsafe for him, creating a belt, virtually indestructible when attached to him, his invulnerability extending to anything touching his skin. And so that belt that is around his waist, he breaks the glass, and we see a giant surge of Yellow Sun radiation filling up Jonathan, feeling his power return instantly, and also feeling something that he has felt before. Taking this opportunity, he grabs hold of his father and he gets him out of the way of danger. Those rounds he took to the chest were blocked by a vest that Nightwing had given him. As Red Sin, he sends his power flying through the air, chasing after our Superman. Jonathan is attacking from a distance. In almost an instant, we see a blizzard. A blizzard so powerful that Red Sin is frozen in place, taking us over to Stryker's Island. 2 days later, Red Sin has been captured. They were unable to remove the device from his body. It is completely infused into him, which means that if they remove it, it could very likely kill him. They could only contain the Red Sun radiation. With Jonathan going and trying to have a conversation with him, we see the distaste and disdain that Luis has for Jonathan Kent. The truth is, Luis only wanted to hurt Jonathan and his father. The bomb threat on the Daily Planet was fake. Jimmy was completely unharmed. This is when Luis goes off talking about how he's programmed. Everyone is programmed. Lois Lane has been out here preaching and convincing everybody that Kryptonians are not a threat, that they are safe, that they are the heroes. But Luis's parents, they saw otherwise. They believed the weapon that they were creating was for the betterment of humanity. The Kryptonians were the real true threat. Honestly, he is sounding exactly like Lex Luthor. Almost to the T is this Lex Luthor. Taking us to later that evening, Clark and Jonathan sitting down, Jonathan saying that he's pretty sure that he has an arch nemesis. Not something that he necessarily wanted, but he is going to go back every single week and talk to him, hoping that he can help him find his humanity yet again. The truth is, Luis thinks that he is protecting the world from Kryptonians. Jonathan only hopes that maybe one day he can get through to him. That is when Lex Luthor appears as a hologram, talking to Red Sin, letting him know that he is very much impressed. Going on to say that he very much appreciated his parents and his parents' life. Everything that they did, everything that they had been working on. Lex Luthor believed that the Red Sun program, he believed that it was just undoable. But Luis proved Lex Luthor wrong, something that doesn't happen very often. He is even more impressed because he made a Superman bleed, something that most people cannot do. But he is promising Red Sin that soon everyone on Earth, they will see the Kryptonian and his spawn just as they do. They will see them as aliens, as unexploded bombs. He is going to take away their humanity, and after Project Blackout, he is going to need help bringing them down. Red Sin more than willing to join up for the cause. Lex Luthor saying that this is the least that he can do for Red Sin's parents, and Lex Luthor believes that Red Sin will save the world. And that will be the end of this issue. This story will continue on in Action Comics 1050 with Project Blackout. And then in the future, we will have the adventures of Superman, Jonathan Kent, which will see the likes of Jonathan Kent taking on the man who imprisoned him and took away his teen years, that being Ultraman. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. For me, this whole run as a whole was just mediocre. It was cool to see Jonathan doing some of the things that he's done. Really, what we're seeing is Jonathan is about to get a power boost. That is what Taylor has been hinting at this entire time, that there is a power inside of him that is untapped potential. Batman has been hinting at it. Jonathan has been feeling calling it, it is inevitable at this point that we are gonna see Jonathan truly level up. I like this story because it had nothing to do with Jonathan's relationship, which this series had focused so heavily on. What I don't like is that Red Sin is almost an identical copy to Lex Luthor. The man's a genius. He creates a weapon to take down Superman. He almost takes down Superman. He fails at taking down Superman. This is the same thing that we have seen repeated over and over and over again. And I will even say that I have been enjoying Action Comics, but the fact that we are bringing Lex Luthor back into the fold, making him relevant in some way, shape, or form, it's a little bit disappointing. I get it, Lex Luthor is the arch nemesis. He is the guy to always try to take down Superman. It's just, for me, on a personal level, we have had so many stories where Lex Luthor has tried to take down Superman. Now we're creating Red Sin, which is a super awesome power, but he is Lex Luthor incarnated, which seems like it's more just lazy writing than anything else. Tom Taylor taking the opportunity to create new characters, and he creates a really just younger Lex Luthor. A Lex Luthor that is the counter to Jonathan. So Clark Kent has Lex Luthor, Jonathan has Red Sin. Both of them hell-bent on destroying Kryptonians, both of them hating Kryptonians, thinking that they're bombs. Like, it's just ridiculous how much that they are trying to make him his father. Make him his own character. Give him a different arch nemesis that isn't hell-bent on just killing Kryptonians. You know, like I said, the series has been subpar at best. This final issue didn't go out with a bang. It was enjoyable, but it definitely wasn't something to go back and reread. It definitely isn't something that you're gonna be talking about forever. Honestly, most people are probably gonna forget about this series within the next 6 months. I am hoping with everything that Taylor can truly bring to light the Jonathan versus Ultraman, that he can really save this and do something of use. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that happened with Superman, son of Kal-El, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on the entirety of this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do any of that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.